What's going on YouTube? Welcome back to the channel. So in today's Warzone video, I'm showing you the top 5 best loadouts to use right now here in the Season 5 Reloaded update. Now, a lot of weapons did get nerfed and buffed, so there's a new list. So if you are new, enjoy today's video, make sure to drop a like, subscribe to the channel, and hit that bell. Thank you guys for watching, and let's hop into it. Now, getting into our first weapon, as you guys see here on screen, it is the M4A1 from Modern Warfare. Now, this weapon did get a neck damage increase from 1.01 to 1.1, so that is a pretty big jump. So it is going to be used a little bit more here in the last part of Warzone Season 5. Now, going into our class setup here, the muzzle, we're going to be using the monolithic suppressor for that first attachment. It's going to help with sound suppression and damage at range. So our weapon is more quiet, we're staying stealthy, staying alive a lot longer, doing to be more quiet, and plus with that damage at range, our bullets are stronger at a longer distance, so that is very helpful. Now, for our second attachment, we're going to the barrel and adding on the stock M16 Grenadier barrel. This can help with damage at range, bullet velocity, and recoil control. So our shots are easy to control now, which is going to help us get a lot more kills. Our bullets are traveling faster in air to hit our targets faster, which is always important. And plus our weapon is doing more damage at a longer distance with the barrel and the monolithic suppressor being added together, so it's really good to use. Now, for the optic, we are going to be using the VLK 3 times. I do think this is the best one that you can use, but you could also use the holographic sight if you really want to. But in today's video, I'm putting on the VLK a nice 3 times so you can see up close, medium, and long range when getting into those gunfights. Now, for our rear underbarrel, we're going to be using the Commando foregrip for recoil stabilization and aiming stability. Really helpful to add on. Our weapon's easier to control and we're more stable when aiming down sights. And then finally, guys, we're going to be adding on the 50 round mag for a larger magazine size. I do that the 60 is just too much. You're losing out on too much mobility, so you don't want to run that. You're going to be moving really slow. But here's the class setup, so we're going to go ahead and get right up into the next one. Alright, so we're going to be looking at a weapon that has not been buffed in 2 years, but surprisingly, it got buffed here in the Season 5 Reloaded update, which is the Odin. Now, this thing is super nice even before it got buffed. Really good. So I'm surprised that this weapon actually got buffed. Now, going into the build, the muzzle, we're going to be using the Colossus suppressor. It can help with sound suppression, damage at range, and recoil control. This weapon doesn't have as much as a kick, but it does help always when you're having recoil control, so you have full control of your weapon. Your weapon does a lot more damage at a longer distance now with the Colossus suppressor. The Odin already has really good damage, so it just makes it 20 times better to use. And also we have that sound suppression, so we're staying more quiet, more stealthy, so it's going to help us stay alive a lot longer. Now, for the barrel, we are going to be running the Odin Factory 810mm barrel. This can help with damage at range, bullet velocity, and recoil control. So our bullets are doing more damage at a longer distance. Our bullets are traveling faster in air to hit our targets faster. And of course, our weapon is easier to control now at longer distances, so that's always helpful as well. Now, for the optic, we're going to be adding on the VLK 3 times once again. Always helpful to have that on. You can see up close, medium, and long range when getting into your gunfights, so it's really good to use as well. The magazine, we're going to be using the 30 round mag. Now, I do wish that they added more attachments to Modern Warfare weapons here in this year's of Warzone, but unfortunately didn't. But the 30 round mag, we're going to be adding on the Odin. And then for our final attachment, guys, we're adding on the Commando foregrip once again for recoil stabilization and aiming stability, so we're more stable when aiming down sights, and of course when firing, our weapon's easier to control. Alright, so our next weapon, guys, surprisingly, the MP40 did receive a buff here in the Season 5 Reloaded update, which makes this weapon really good now. Now, I've been seeing a lot of people on Twitter say that this weapon is really good since they buffed it, and I cannot wait to use it. I do believe this is going to be the #1 SMG to use here in the last part of Warzone, so let me show you this nice build. So we're getting into the class setup, the muzzle. We're going to be running the recoil booster. Now, for all Vanguard SMGs, you need to be running the recoil booster. It just makes it so much better, a faster time to kill, faster fire rate, makes you more aggressive, so why wouldn't you add it on? Now, for the barrel, we are using the Crossnick 317mm 04B. This can make the weapon highly accurate and controllable. It's going to reduce scope sway and gun bob to make the MP40 20 times better to use. Not just up close, but you're able to use it at medium to long range now. Now, for the optic, I'm adding on the slate reflector. I do like the slate reflector on the MP40, but if you don't and want the faster aim down sight speed, just go with the Crossnick ISO 1M iron sight. It's up to you, but in today's video, I highly recommend you guys using the slate reflector. Now, for the stock, we're going to be using the Crossnick 33M folding stock for that sprint to fire speed and movement speed. So we're shooting faster off your sprint to be more aggressive, and plus we are moving faster around the map, which is always good. Now, for perk 1, we are going to be using steady for the ADS firing move speed. So when firing while aimed down sight, we are moving faster. And then for perk 2, we are using quick for that extra sprint speed. Just running around the map faster is always helpful to get to point A to point B faster. The rear grip, we're going to be running the tape grip for aiming stability, movement speed, weapon swap quickness, and sprint to fire speed. Shooting faster off a sprint, we're moving faster, we're more stable, and of course if you do need to switch weapons, you are going to be faster at it. The magazine is going to be the Gorenko 45 round mag for recoil control, movement speed, aim down sight speed, and fire rate, so we have an even faster time to kill now. We're aiming down sights quicker to help us be more aggressive. We're moving faster, and plus we have a little bit of recoil control, which is always helpful. And the ammunition type, we're running the LinkedIn ammo type for that bull velocity. And then for our final attachment, guys, we're going to be running the Mark 6 skeletal grip for that aim down sight speed and movement speed. So going into our next weapon, as you guys see, we have the STG-44, which is now the #1 long-range weapon in the game. With the UGM-8 getting nerfed and the Automaton getting nerfed, the STG is now the best assault rifle for long range. Now going into my build, the muzzle, we're going to be adding on the MX silencer. It's going to help with sound suppression, horizontal and vertical recoil control, and that damage at range. So our bullets are stronger at a longer distance, which is always helpful for any weapon. Our weapon's easier to control horizontally and vertically, and our weapon is more quiet all around, more stealthy, more quiet, so it will help us stay alive a lot longer. Now for the barrel, we are going to be running the 760mm 05B. This is going to make the weapon highly accurate and controllable. Always good. That damage at range, our bullets are doing more damage at longer ranges now. It's going to reduce scope sway and gun bob, and plus with that bull velocity, our bullets are traveling faster and able to hit our targets faster, which again is always good. Now for the optic, we are going to be adding on the SVT-40 PU scope. It's going to help with accuracy. We get a variable zoom of 3 times and 6 times. You knock someone down, you can't really see them. Move to your 6 times and you can tap them up and you know take them out. The stock, we're going to be running the weighted stock for the accuracy, flinch resistance, recoil control, and aiming stability. So we're more stable, weapons easier to control, we're more stronger wing into those gunfights, and of course our weapon is more accurate, really good for long range. For perk 1, we are going to be running focus for that flinch resistance, so we're more stronger now. And then for perk 2, we are going to be running on hand for weapon dexterity and aim down sight speed. Now for the rear grip, we're going to be running the hatch grip for recoil control and flinch resistance. The magazine is going to be the Gorenko 50 round mag for recoil control and accuracy, movement speed, aim down sight speed, and fire rate. The ammunition type is going to be the LinkedIn for that bull velocity. And then for our final attachment, guys, we're going to be running the bipod for that recoil control when mounted, crouched, or prone. So for our final weapon, guys, we have the Bullfrog. Now this weapon got a buff as well here in the Season 5 Reloaded update, which is going to make it really good to use. Now going into my build, the muzzle will be the Groot suppressor for sound suppression. We're more quiet, staying stealthy, which is really helpful to stay alive a lot longer. Vertical recoil control, a weapon's easier to control, which is always helpful for any weapon you use. Your bull velocity, your bullets are traveling faster and able to hit our targets faster, and that effect damage at range is going to help our bullets be even stronger on the Bullfrog, which I will say that the Bullfrog's damage is already good, so it just makes it 20 times better to use, so add this on. Now, for the barrel, we are going to be running the 7.4-inch Task Force barrel. It's going to help with effective damage at range, so our bullets are even stronger now at a longer distance. Our bullets are traveling even faster now with this bullet velocity, and with strafe speed, when aiming down sights, we are moving faster so we won't get hit. Now, for the laser, we are running the Tiger Team Spotlight for that movement speed and aim walking movement speed. So when aiming down sights, we are moving faster, so it is going to help with that strafe speed. And also, in general, we are moving even faster now, getting to point A to point B, flanking behind people, running away if we are hurt. So just in general, this is really good. Now for the stock, we are going to be running the no stock for that sprint to fire speed. So we're shooting really fast when getting off into a gunfight. So that's always good as well. And then for our final attachment, guys, go to the rear grip and add on the serpent wrap. But anyways, guys, those are my top 5 builds that you need to be running for Season 5 Reloaded. Let me know what your favorite. If you drop any high kill games, let me know as well. Thank you guys for watching. You guys stay safe, and I'll see you all in the next one.